All right, I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm excited about the markets today. I'm starting my stream early. Maybe you're going to see how I start my streams. I have no idea. But I had a Bitcoin 10,000 analysis. That's not going to happen. That's funny. How the markets can screw you. But you know what? You plan for good, you plan for bad, and then you execute your plan. All right, come on. I should be live streaming right now. No? YouTube is not sure if YouTube's being slow or if I'm being slow. Is it going? What's happening with my computer? Sorry guys, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know if my don't know what's going on here. Have a lot happening. This is with the new computer too. This is crazy. 100% CPU. So who caught my Bitcoin 10,000 video and who wants to start laughing at me? I made that like an hour I think before it got called off. Hey, you know what? You do the good with the bad and you live with the results there. So okay. Looks like I'm live here. I'm going to go ahead and embed this in the Slack channel. See if anybody wants to watch. Okay, there's Slack. Where's the charts? There's the charts. Okie dokie. Yeah, guys, interesting day today. I haven't streamed in a long time. At least it feels like a long time. It was probably like 6 days or something. I don't know exactly, but it's been a while. Hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you guys survived everything. Really wasn't much happening. Bitcoin was running. Now we've stopped running. They canceled the SegWit2 fork. Everyone knows about that. I actually learned about it. I texted Node Investor. I'm like, hey, what's going on here? Blah, blah, blah. Or not what's going on. I'm like, hey, Bitcoin's running, alts are running. He goes, oh, yeah, they canceled the fork. And then I don't know where he got his information from. But then, yeah, everything started running. And Slack channel name. Sorry, guys, I'm all over the place today. I'm all over the place. I'll put a link to the Slack channel in here. Miguel, if you're in here, I know you had an issue with the link, but everyone's been doing the same thing. Everyone's been using the same link, so that should work. That should work. OMG, yes, OMG is running. Everything's running. So you have to think about it this way. With the fork being canceled, no one's going to get their free Bitcoin whatever. Okay? Doesn't mean it's not going to happen in another 2 weeks or a month. I don't know what. I actually haven't read this article. Let's go ahead and read the article. Maybe some of us like me just do this. So let's see if there's a time frame where they're thinking about redoing this. They're suspending the plan for a 2 megabit upgrade. Okay, further down the line once there's more agreement from stakeholders. So there's no particular timeline for this. Everyone's basically just going to be, yeah. I guess it's game on from now. So with all the news out of the way, with all the fluff out of the way, we get back to normal market action. We get back to normal market action. Someone said their screen's black. 30 frames per second. I think we're okay. If anyone has issues with the stream, please post it in the chat here. With the fork out of the way, back to normal market action. So in theory, this should be where the best quality coins kind of start to make their moves and they start to get accumulated. We're seeing that a little bit. It looks like more of the platform coins plus Omisego. So EOS up 16%. We know about the story with EOS last week. Looks like they've come down quite a bit. I'm on the 1 minute chart here. I've just been I've been trying to ascertain strength. So EOS, back to the 2 hour chart. EOS Big run up, consolidating here, still up 16% according to this. Liska's up 18%, popped as much as 30, probably popped more than that. But it's consolidating now. A lot of things consolidating now with some good pops, but Waves was up significantly, 22%. Most of these are the platform coins. ARK is up 20%. So these are Metal. I think Metal is a platform coin. Please correct me if I'm incorrect there, guys. I know you will. ADX, I believe, is a platform coin. Vertcoin, I think, is just a coin, but that's up 20%. So most of the platform coins are running. That could have something to do with the fact Ethereum had a hack with parity the other day. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see how it goes. But right now, you have to go with the strength. Bitcoin kind of falling apart a little bit here. There are those that were waiting for the fork, and there are those that are accumulating. So you're still going to have a fight between those people. I wouldn't necessarily say, oh, the fork is over, Bitcoin's just going to crash. That may not be the case. You should be prepared for that. You should have stop losses in place. Whatever your plan is, you should trade that plan. But you still need to keep in mind that institutions are involved in the markets more and more every day, and so they will be placing floors. At some point in time, they will be placing floors. We see a little bit of that here at 3,000 if we dig down here to the 15-minute chart. You see that huge volume candle at the very spike bottom down to 7,000. Let's go to the 1-minute chart. We have several very large candles down here. Looks like that red, and then the low again. So big selling here, big buying here, and now it's just kind of playing out. The low could be in here at 7,000. Maybe this is a new floor. It's really hard to tell exactly. It's going to be difficult because if you try to play every signal on these 1-minute charts, you're just going to get chopped into oblivion. So you need to pick your spots. You need to have a plan, trade that plan, and that's pretty much what it is. If you don't have a plan right now, I say you step aside and just kind of let things play out. Okay, Bitcoin did have a big wash down. Also had a big run up. Keep that in mind. It had a big run up here out of, I don't know the time frame that the actual news came out, but I think this would actually coincide with this big volume pop in my opinion. So this is probably volume to the upside, get some volume to the downside, some more volume to the upside. There's some fighting here between institutions and whales, and whoever has a bunch of money, it's not you guys, it's not me. So you have to let this play out unless you want to start picking bottoms. If you pick 7,000 for a bottom, good for you. If you sold off, good for you. If you have a profit, that's all that matters. The only thing that matters is that you have a profit. So Vlad, if you're a long-term holder like Vlad, maybe none of this matters to you and you're just kind of watching and having fun. But either way, if fun's your plan, trade your plan. All right, let's check out the chat here. Sorry guys, been kind of doing a little market synopsis. How many guys we got in the chat room? Just checking it out. All right, 60 right now. Okay, not bad. Okay, so what's going on here? NASA just called this a Bitcoin rocket headed back down to Earth. Yeah, it hit 7,000 and bounced. So is this a dead cat bounce or is it not? Excuse me. Or is this not? That's going to be a little hard to. That's going to be hard to tell right now. I mean, the volume is good all over the place. Ooh, sorry guys. Okay. Yeah, throw the video out there on Twitter, guys. There's going to be some people that want to get involved in some conversation. IOTA rocket. Yep, IOTA's been doing good. Neo's doing good. Lisk isn't doing that good. I bought into Lisk. I'm probably only up a little bit right now. What else is going on there? So someone says, Aviad, what are you doing, buddy? Vertcoin, VTC. I sold at 61.50. I'm assuming you mean Bitcoin. You sold at 61.50. Good. That's if you sold all the way up here. That's very good, Aviad. Very good. Terej, yeah, buddy. I was thinking the same thing as I was watching it go up. I'm like, all right, this thing's gonna make a move here, and then, yep, you're 100% right. It just crashed. Okay. Miles, the Slack channel name's Real-Crypto. Okay, yo, check out fun. Corey, Justin, hello. Let's check out fun. Funfair, go against the dollar because that's the way to do it. Holy spike down. We're on the 15 minute. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Nah, not my favorite chart. There's other ones that are doing better, but it is kind of crossing a trend line. If you want to draw it from here down, kind of ignore all this stuff. That may be something. Good volume here. You know, we always talk about not buying these first pops. I have to admit, I bought these first pops. I know a lot of us did, probably most or if not all of us did. We'll have to see if that was a mistake or not. That's the market. That's the market. But with a shift like this, sometimes you just got to be aggressive. All right, Vertcoins, E for altcoins. What would Bcash do? Well, Bcash was tanking. It was down, I think, yeah, down like 11%. I saw it. So it's come up a little bit. Bitcoin Cash. I'm not exactly sure why it had its massive run. I know there was some possible symbiotic stuff. There's also there is a fork scheduled for Bitcoin Cash on the 13th of the month. I haven't heard a lot of news about that, but I saw that last night, and that could be due to the rise, and this is just a subsequent sell-off due to the whole craziness of the markets. So that could be why Bitcoin Cash. BitConnect, don't like BitConnect generally. In terms of the coin, Bitcoin BitShares, I don't know. If you know the BitConnect symbol, let me know. Hey, what's up, Trong? How you doing, buddy? Feel sorry those got trapped by whales buying above 7,500. Yeah, you know what? The run above 7,500 was a good buy. Unfortunately, circumstances change, markets are volatile, and then what happened. But if you're paying attention, you did have some opportunities to get out. Wow, looking at this Bitcoin 4-hour chart, that's quite an amazing candle. Very toppish. Very, very toppish. Okay, I bought Neo, Lisk, and Omisigo today. Itself in the morning. I'm ready to sleep on it. Yeah, so far everything looks like it's holding its gains. They're testing them. They're consolidating them. Hopefully they can go sideways. Dash is up about 4 or 5%. Not really aggressive, but it is above its longer-term trend line. I think this was in my video earlier today. Just really, really bullish on Dash up here. It's a very quality coin, very good tech. If you guys are familiar with that. Looks like it's having a change in behavior, getting a lot of bids here. So this is very good tech right here, Dash. And longer term, this isn't going to be your sexiest coin to hold, but it could make you a ton of money. Considering the last time I broke a trend line like that, it went up 100%, 93%. So, you know, from here to the top in Dash is 35%. Crazy. Okay, do you think it will go up or down after the fork? Or I guess a better question is how the fork will affect Bitcoin in the near future. Well, John, there is no fork if you didn't hear the news. No fork. No fork. You're out. No fork. Which is what all this is about. Is the fact that the fork was canceled. No one's getting free Bitcoin. So do they hold Bitcoin? Do they sell the Bitcoin? Do they buy more Bitcoin? That's the battle that's being fought right now on Bitcoin. So no fork, John. BCC I have is Bitcoin Cash on my particular platform here. It shows it as Bittrex Bitcoin Cash. Avenge Bitcoin to 1,200. Yeah, I don't know if that's in the cards. I made that Bitcoin 1,200 video when Bitcoin was actually at 4,000, somewhere around there. I think is when I made that video before it hit 3,000. So for Bitcoin now to go down that far, I think is a little out of the cards. If you do get a crazy crash, whatever the bottom is, it's going to be a long ways from today. I think we have a Bitcoin dominance correction. You know, I haven't checked that in a while. Let's see. You know, it's funny, people use these Bitcoin dominance charts. I don't know if they actually mean anything, to be quite honest with you. I don't know if they mean anything. It's an interesting statistic, but does it really, that's the wrong, oh, there it is. It's an interesting statistic, but I don't think there's a real correlation. I think it's just a fun thing to know. I don't think it's a tradable event. I think it's a tertiary indicator at best. And I mean, if you want to call this a prior high or something like that, like between this, get out of here, between this spike and this spike, I don't know, possibly, but I don't think it's really a valid indicator of anything at this moment in time. I mean, because Bitcoin and Ethereum, they don't compete. They're not competitors. There's, you know, you trade around them, but in terms of technologies and things, they're just not competitors. Should you keep an eye on IOP for long term? They're implementing SegWit and Lightning Fork. I'm not sure. Krishan Gupta? IOP? Where's IOP? I'm not sure. Let's take a look at the chart and it will tell us. So it's not running with the rest of the coins. That is not something good. IOP is a very, very small market cap coin. We thought it was going to do something here. It didn't, so I'm out of it, to be honest with you, and I don't think anyone else should really put any crazy money into it. If you want to take a small long-term position, I'll be mad at you, but there you go. Is Ethereum on the run? I actually dumped... I put my I sold out of Bitcoin. I actually went into Ethereum because it looked like it was going to make a move. It did make a move, and it's consolidating a little more than I'd like, but it did hit that. It did hit that that trend, not trend line. Yeah, I guess trend line support. There's a channel right here that Bitcoin's trading in at the lower levels. I'm sorry, that Ethereum's trading at the lower levels. Right about here. So there's this channel it's trading in. Hopefully we get enough to push past this. That would be phenomenal and ideal. And but look at that. I mean, Ethereum just very flat, just very, very flat. This, you know, hopefully we break out of that channel. That would be super, super nice. All altcoins are going to pump, BMW says. Could be, very could be. Love your info. Thanks for answering my questions. You're welcome, Bitcoin Hodler. You're welcome. Would have liked to have had a warning like the fork instead of this surprise. That's Avatar Vids and so much uncertainty. You know, that's true. The markets are full of uncertainty, guys, and you have to get comfortable with that. And this is why you have to have a plan, because everything is uncertain. You know, everything is uncertain. There's nothing that's certain, to be honest with you. Bitcoin, something could happen. It could fail tomorrow. I mean, it's possible. Is it a possibility? Yes. Could be some unforeseen thing. Quantum computing comes out. All of a sudden, Bitcoin gets hacked, and boom, all the money gets drained from Bitcoin. That's a possibility. I mean, that is 100% a possibility. So hopefully they make these network upgrades that make it very stable and very hack resistant. But those are all possibilities. So all markets are uncertain. All markets are uncertain. What do I think of Ethereum, John asks. Well, I like Ethereum. Hey, going back up to 310. Looks like someone answered. Someone heard what I was saying. Oh, there's my symmetrical triangle. I clicked on the wrong Ethereum. So here's the large symmetrical triangle in Ethereum. I thought we would kind of swing around, but man, we're just going sideways. We're just going sideways in Ethereum. Getting back up towards the 310 level. That'd be very nice if we could cross that. And hopefully push up towards that 315 level and break out. That'd be great. Something is wrong with your window. It looks downsized with black space on the right. Is everybody seeing that? Is there some strange aspect ratio problem? Oh, look at that. What is... Okay. Thank you for mentioning that. I did not see that. I apologize for that. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to look into that. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't see that. I literally... My screen on my computer is your chat on the left, my charts on the right, to make it as big as possible for you guys. So thank you for pointing that out. Thank you for pointing that out. Try to make that a little bit bigger. Yeah, you know, guys, if something's messed up with my stream, let me know. I use this OBS software, but I don't keep an eye on it. I mean, it has to be out of my screen view for me to do this with you guys. So thank you. Good job. Okie dokie. Vlad says, that's why we're here. This market can bring huge joy and huge tears. Yeah, it definitely can bring huge joy and huge tears. I'm guessing that's why someone's asking about Ripple. Oleg is asking about Ripple. So Ripple looks okay here. Looks okay here. Some nice curling action. Hasn't made the same move that the rest of the coins have. Neither has Litecoin, strangely enough. Neither has Litecoin. Didn't get the big pop with the Bitcoin fork news. Monero had some good action. Ooh, Monero, guys. Monero, guys, popping above. It's been living in a... Okay, let me get rid of these lines. They're distracting. What is that line about? I don't even know what this line's about. Okay, so Monero had a big pop here, similar to like Dash did, and then they've declining. They base sideways, and they've had this top put in here. You know, pretty much a trend line right there, and we just broke above that trend line a little bit ago. Looks like for about $3. So still a pretty good place to get in Monero for long term. If you guys are looking for longer term trades and investments, you're looking 30+% on Monero until we get into all-time highs. So this is something that yeah, about 40% plus into all-time highs in Monero. This is something that you could bank on. This is a leader here. Litecoin was up 12% yesterday, both slice. You're correct. However, I would expect a bit of a pump because I don't think that maybe that news caused Litecoin to spike, but it's odd they would only cause Litecoin and Monero to spike. Monero and Litecoin both popped yesterday, so that is kind of strange, but is what it is. It's all speculation at that point. But you would think that they would get a bid upon the news that the general public kind of, you know, heard of today. Chris, what's up, buddy? XVG also small gain. Vlad talking about Verge. Yeah, on the daily chart looks pretty good. Nothing to write home about, no big runs, but it's appreciating over time, which is good. Walton went 50%. Good for Walton. Do I do any mining or just a trade, or what coin do you mine staking? No, I actually just do trading, to be honest with you. I don't have the time to do the tech or keep up with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm a trader at heart. I'm a trader at heart. I have other interests I would rather put my time into, like building my channel, working on trading courses, things of that nature. I'd rather do that than put my time into mining. So okay. Is Monero a good trade right now? Yeah, I think Monero's a good trade right now. It's just, I mean, it's popping right now. I don't know if that's you guys or not. We don't want to lift coins in the chat room. But you're breaking above this trend line. You're within a couple percent, 2, 3, 4%. So definitely I would, yeah, if you want a long-term trade, I would jump on Monero. Even short-term, it could be good. Look, you're not going to get 50% out of this coin today if that's what you guys are looking for. If you're a short-term trader, you're probably going to have a good little gain here. If you're a longer term trader, I think this is going to be an excellent place to add Monero. An excellent place to add Monero. Black Moon coin. Yeah, that sounds like someone's reaching for that one. So let's check on some of the ones that were moving earlier today. We were talking about in the Slack channel. Someone asked about Lisk. Let's see here. That's BNW TV asking about Lisk. So that's Lisk Bitcoin. I don't like that chart at all. I like the Lisk against the dollar. A lot more stable. So definitely some selling in Lisk. I actually got into Lisk over the break of this trend line a little bit earlier today. Saw the pop up and then it pulled back in. I was a little disappointed in that action. But it's consolidating pretty nicely here. So I'm not too mad at it. I'm still holding on to my Lisk position. I'm hoping it can go for much further. Yeah, that's pretty much it with Lisk. I don't think down here is too crazy of a position of a time to get in. You're seeing these spike lows down to this level, right down here, kind of around the $6 level. So I think it could be a good place to get in. I've noticed that when these things pull back on these quality coins, they generally don't go down a ton. But you still have to have a stop loss in place. Yeah, Bitcoin doesn't look that weak, Vlad. It started looking weak, and then there's just a battle happening right now, right? That's pretty much all. Let's go back down to the 1-minute chart. It's just a battle. You've got buyers here. You've got a battle here, and sellers took over and just sold down below the 7,500. And then buyers came back in at 7,000. Living below 7,400 is resistance for now. So you kind of have to look at it in support and resistance levels in terms of strength and weakness, right? So we know there's resistance at 74, there's support at 7,000, so it's going to chop around. That's pretty much all you can say at this point in time. If you go out to take a little bit of a longer term perspective, it's going to be hard to gauge because not much time has passed since that news, but on the 2 hour, it's, yeah, 2 bars. I mean, it's hard to decipher. It's hard to decipher chart action with 2 bars. That's just really hard to do. But we're still above 7,000. If you take the broad perspective, we're not tanking. We're above 7,000. We did have support come in at 7,000, which was the last move to occur. So we'll see what happens when we get to 7,400 again. Man, as you change time frames, these charts get unruly. Unruly to manage. Okay, have it done on Misego yet? Yes, I've done it a couple of times. What are you talking about? We can do it again. So Misego, nice big run up. I actually haven't done it on the 1 minute chart. So big run up in Misego, not too much selling. There's a little bit of selling here, but Misego is a highly quality coin. And there you go, Vlad. Thanks. Trying to extortion a like. I love it. That's funny. But yeah, if you took the longer term perspective on Misego, very, very good volume here. We had a big spike low, which on the RSI spiked horribly low. It's never had an RSI this low on pretty much any time frame that I've seen. And so this could be the all-time low in Misego for of this drawdown. So I think any positions taken here may be pretty good. I think you could have some pretty good positions. It's a little high right now, so maybe you let this flag out. You don't want to buy it during these extreme pops. We still have a lower high in place, so that's not good. The good thing is it did break this $7 level, which proved to be pretty good support here, then failed miserably, which caused the spike low, and now we came right back above it. This could be what's called an island bottom, which is where you have spikes down, then spikes up around a certain price point. Could VTC overtake LTC? In what way? Dunk Edwards, you got to give me a little bit of. Are you talking about network, price, market cap? There's a few different things you could base that off of. Do I think there could be a possibility that alts are being pumped and dumped and Bitcoin is a small bear trap? You know what? It's all on the table, my friend. It's all on the table. If everything was clear, it would be tomorrow. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. You know, altcoins are the good thing about the altcoins is most of them, if not all of them, are pretty much holding a majority of their moves. It seems to me like there's a little bit of change in behavior, and I talk about change in behavior from time to time. It appears that is the case, but I think I said the same thing here. I think I said the exact same thing right here. So no matter how good of a technician you are, there's only going to be a very, very, very few amount of people, and they probably don't post on YouTube, that are so in tune to the markets. But this market is so new that I think, anyway, I think I said there was a bit of a change in behavior here because it appeared that there was. We finally broke trend lines. We tested. Now this is a different kind of change in behavior where we're actually breaking through some resistance levels. So getting some accumulation in a lot of coins, but now looks like we have a move up. So Monero is above this trend line, which is bullish. But can we cave tomorrow? Can we cave next hour? Definitely we can. You know, oh, Ethereum back up above 310. So that's good. Breaking above this channel level. Oh, where's my channel? Nope, I'm sorry, not above the channel. The channel is at 315. So if Ethereum can break above the channel, but look at this volume in Ethereum. Very, very good volume in Ethereum here. Last time we saw volume this big was during the spike low here, down here to the 200 level, right? That's the last time we saw this big of a 2-hour candle. And prior to that was this spike high, right? So is this another spike high? Is this a bottom being put in and we're going to go higher? Only time will tell, you know. Ripple, some volume going higher. Taking out these 2 spike highs, we're kind of at these levels like we just saw with Monero. So you have to look at these things in kind and just kind of understand how all of these individual markets are moving. And are they moving together? Are you seeing lots of things with resistance levels being broken to the upside and they're being held up there? Or are you seeing certain things fall off and certain things go up? You have to understand what kind of market we're in overall to get that general picture. So that's a very, very long answer to your question. That's funny. XZC good position. I don't know. It depends on your position. I don't like how far it's pulled back from these two highs in the 2-hour chart. It's pulled back quite significantly. It's not holding a level right now, so I'm not a big fan of this specifically. Versus like we were just looking at Monero. Monero's still going higher, guys, after we talked about that, breaking this trend line of these 2 prior highs, 3 prior highs, still breaking. That's what you want to see. You want to see levels being broken and holding above, unlike, was it XZC? Where we had those 2 levels broken, then it sold back into it. Now, could it rally back up? Of course. I mean, every level in here has been tested 20 times, it looks like. But Zcoin, to me, looks like a coin that I wouldn't be involved in. There's much more quality coins. You should be looking at quality coins. Paul, what's up, Paul? How you doing? RLC, should you be getting out? Ooh, don't like that. Don't like that. Tried to rally, sold off, pretty good volume. I don't know what the market cap is on this coin, but I don't like this. Next, sell it and move on. Can we start a rumor about the first blood will go big? I have some that I really want to get rid of. Yeah, you know, that really doesn't work out too well, Lawrence. Really doesn't work out well if you try to pump, especially with, like, how many people are looking now? 82. 82 people here. Unless we all got on Twitter and all got on all of our Instagram, whatever feeds. Anytime you guys try to pump something as a room, it's not going to work out, because the thing you have to realize is that there's always another side to the trade. So who's going to take that other side? And that's what you have to realize. Trying to pump coins up, whether it be artificially through like social or physically through the coin, you just end up getting screwed. So you just have to take your trading losses and deal with it. Am I long or short Bitcoin? I'm not. I don't have any positions in Bitcoin right now. I sold my positions in Bitcoin and actually moved them into Ethereum because it was catching a bid. And I'm on the GDEX, and I have a choice between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So, fortunately, Ethereum was starting to catch a bid, so I moved it into Ethereum. That's what I'm in. I am also in my trading account. I have Omisego and I have Lisk. Ooh, Omisego, don't like that candle. Don't like this candle either. Yeah, look at this candle on the Lisk on the 15-minute or even something. It came all the way back down to basically its breakout point. So, but basing pretty good overall. And then Neo started to catch a bid fairly late though. Let's go to the 2-hour. Neo started to catch a bid a little bit late in the move. Neo having these big spike highs and then selling off. So we'll see if this one holds. If you have a position in Neo, definitely I wouldn't get rid of it. I would give it some room. If you don't have a position in Neo and want to get in, you're going to have to wait a little bit. In my opinion, I wouldn't be putting money to it work right now in Neo. If you want to go down to a smaller time frame, 15-minute or 5-minute or 10-minute, you can go ahead and wait until this consolidation is broken. Maybe put a buy order over this $31 level. Unless it spikes lower, then you can take almost any high and base it off of that. But this to me looks like it could, I don't know if this is a shorter term consolidation or if it's going to be a longer term where it goes up and then dumps down towards this 31 level. Good volume here, not a lot on the sell-off. Overall pretty good, but you still have to wait for confirmation for this to break out. Neo China Nightmares wake up beeps. Vlad, buddy, don't know what you mean by that. All right, what's things doing since we've been talking? Waves, we talked about platform coins moving up. Waves up 20%. ARK up 20%. Had a massive move. Nice consolidation here in ARK. Let's zoom out to the daily, see what we can see with ARK. Go to the auto scale so it looks like a normal chart. And looks like we've broken out of this longer term downtrending consolidation right here. Looks like we broke. I mean, if you really want to get aggressive with it, your breakout points down here, negating all those spikes. I'm really, yeah, I'm kind of liking this trend line though. So over that $3 level actually kind of coincides really nicely. Big spike up. This could consolidate a little bit here and then continue us higher on the daily. It's not going to look like much, but on the intraday charts it could do something. 52% to all-time highs in ARK. So platform coins are running here, guys. The platform coins are having the moves. Lisk has the same chart as ARK. Wow. I've never noticed that before. Especially up here, very interesting. That's very interesting. How's NAV looking? No one's mentioned NAV. Let's look at NAV. On the daily chart, not so great. It had a big pump here. Obviously, volume was a little bit lighter. Let's dig down to the 2-hour chart. Okay, volume still a little bit on the light side. Not a huge fan. Did have the big pump up, sold down quite significantly. 15-minute chart. 1-minute chart. Pick a time frame. If you're going to buy it off a 1-minute chart, sell it on a 1-minute chart. If you're going to buy it on a 1-day chart, sell it on a 1-day chart. If you're going to buy it on a 15-minute chart, sell it off the 15-minute chart. That's all I have to say about NAV right now. You can take a trade off the 1 minute. Looks like it's come to an inflection point right now and is wanting to edge out upwards. We'll see what happens with that, but I wouldn't trade off. I wouldn't make a buy off the 1 minute necessarily at this point in time. If you're going to hold this for longer term, your time frame is extremely important. All right, trigger Vertcoin. Vertcoin up 28%. Still on the 1-minute chart. Looks way better on the 1-minute chart. So very nice buy out of this bottom, which had nothing to do with the move. It just happened to catch a bid and was on the upswing anyway, which is why it's up 30%. It was kind of its own momentum as well as the market's momentum pumping into it, which is why it's up so much. I have not looked at Komodo. Actually, I've not looked at Komodo. Ho! Spiky, spiky. Spiky up, spiky down. Spiky up, spiky down on the 4-hour chart, on the daily chart. Okay. On the daily chart, that looks very supportive, actually, on the daily chart. So that could be pretty good. That could be pretty good. Ethereum is the king, 314. Let's go. Get above that 315, guys. If we can break above that 315 with gusto, I think this thing's going to move. I think this thing is going to move if this gets above 315. Please don't stall out. Please don't stall out. So on the 1-day chart here, let's take a look at Ethereum. On the 1-day chart, volume is already as big as pretty much anything since this big spike up, right? So that's good. 19 hours. We have 5 hours left on this particular day, and hopefully we can get volume up pretty high. This move was not sustained. Only time will tell if we can sustain this move. The chart action, guys, isn't when you're reading charts on the right side of the chart, like we're doing here. When you're reading charts on the right side of the chart, you can infer certain things. You can look back at history. You can say this is strong. You can say this is weak. But you just have to react to what's happening, okay? That's pretty much how this works. So what's happening now in Ethereum is I see volume is good. We're going to close higher. The volume is going to be higher. But the same thing was over here. That's the exact same thing that happened here. If you look at this candle was nice. You can live with this candle. You can live with this candle. This candle you can't live with. So you can, the only thing you can say is right now it's looking good. The only thing you can say is that right now we're catching a bid. We'll just have to see what happens. But Bitcoin, what's Bitcoin doing? So still under the 7,400. We're still in that channel I was talking about between 7,400 being resistance and 700 being support, or 7,000 being support. And so we're moving around here. We can move anywhere in here. You don't want to trade in here unless you do that really well. Where should I dump my Bitcoin for a short-term opportunity? So I was just talking about there's a bit of a support and resistance level right now between 7,400 and 7,000 in Bitcoin. I don't know what opportunity you're looking for, but 7,340 is pretty close to 7,400. So you maybe could dump here. I'm not sure what opportunity you're looking for. West Said, is that what? West Said? But yeah, so I don't know what kind of opportunity you're looking for. If you just want to dump it, now's not a bad time. Now's not a bad time. You can get back in over 7,400 if it makes a big move over 7,400, but it could dump and quickly when it decides to. Ooh, haven't looked at Pay, Civic, or ADEX. Good question. Question Tree. I like your name. I like that name. Let's look at Pay. And I only have a few more minutes here, guys, before I'm gone for the day. That looks good on the 15-minute chart. On the 4-hour chart, looks pretty good considering what we just saw on the 15-minute chart. Looks pretty good. Go out to the 1-day chart. Auto scale that. I'm liking Pay here actually. This is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. It hasn't moved a lot yet, so that's good. That means there's still a lot of movement in it. The all-time highs is like freaking 500% or something. 250%. Only 250%. So all-time highs, there's a lot of move to the upside. Not a lot of selling on the downside. You remember this big Visa spike that it had? Man, way back here. That was a lifetime ago, guys. That was a lifetime ago. Big Visa spike. Slow consolidation. Very boring chart. Never short a boring chart. And wow, I'm actually liking this for like a long-term hold. Pay. If Pay takes off and does really well, a lot of people like Pay. This could be a very excellent. This could be something you're going to look back 10 years from now and be like, man, if I would have bought there, I'd be a millionaire. This could be that type of a point. To be honest with you, it's not getting a huge bid, but it's not selling off, and no one hates Pay, right? It's just no volume, no real selling volume. Very nice. Civic. Civic on the daily doesn't look very intimidating at all. Kind of the same thing as Pay. I don't know if it has the same kind of fundamental qualities that Pay has. To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what Civic does. But the chart doesn't look like it wants to run. It could be an okay longer-term hold, but doesn't, you know. Yeah, I'm not saying the same thing I saw in Pay. And then you mentioned ADEX. Oops, darn it, did Bitcoin. Yes, sorry, I look at my charts against the dollar. So ADEX looking like it's still in this symmetrical triangle formation. Wait till it breaks out, and then maybe it'll make a move. If we dive into the 15-minute, it gets super granular. Yeah, from the 1 day to the 15-minute, right? So if you want to trade it based off this 15-minute chart, could be interesting here. We'll just kind of have to wait and see there. Good volume. Not much selling, nice consolidation, very healthy. We're seeing a lot of these very healthy patterns. But we talk about not buying the first pop. Some of us were in the market during the first pop, so I don't mind buying early in the first pop, but you don't want to buy up here, okay? Like Lisk, you know, like Lisk, I bought in on the first pop because it was moving right here. I bought in off of that, and then it topped out, but you don't want to be buying up here, you know, reason being because it comes down and consolidates. Although Lisk here might be not too bad. Start getting your first higher 15-minute candle out of basically the entire move. Lisk could be a player here, but it could shake you out as well. Vertcoin. Oh, now trading on Ubix. Did they get added to an exchange? That's good. Same type of a chart. We're seeing a lot of these similar charts. Should I buy some Ethereum right now? Well, let's go look at Ethereum. 1449. It's looking pretty good. So these are the points where the chart breaks out or where the chart fails. Okay, this is the inflection point. Volume really hasn't come in that much yet. I'm on the 15-minute chart. Let's go down to the 1-minute chart. So volume has increased a little bit to the upside. This is your cup. This is your handle. Potentially breaking out of the cup with handle right here. I say you take a position. I say you take a position and set your stop loss here at 310. Done. 1% stop loss. That's your trade. Do it. This is not investment advice. This is for educational purposes only. So, but that's what I see in Bitcoin. Nice run up. Here, you know what? I'm going to do this. For those of you that don't know, I started a Slack channel a little bit ago. It is not a paid channel. I do appreciate donations, by the way. Some of this stuff takes up a lot of my time. If you look at my live stream thing summary, I never beg for money, but I don't make any money off my channel. Starting to get a little old, to be honest with you, but I do like I do like chatting with you guys. I like the live stream. I do like this. So I'm going to post this in the live stream and say, hey, textbook cup with handle. And if I can do it without. So that's pretty much a textbook cup with handle right there. And it's failing. You know, we'll see what happens. But that's why you have stops, right? You have to anticipate. Here, I'm going to go ahead and post the Slack here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and post the Slack in the chat room again. There's been a few more people here. Guys want to get involved in a decent trading room. There's some good guys in here. Not a ton of us. 50 people in the chat room that have subscribed. It's pretty decent in terms of blah 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 blah. In terms of traffic in the chat room. I have noticed some pretty good traffic, which is really nice to see. I actually don't have a Litecoin address, Vlad. I don't really have a Litecoin address. I've got an Ethereum address and a Bitcoin address, but maybe I'll get a Litecoin wallet to throw it up there. I'll accept donations of any kind. Anywho, where's my charts? There's my chart. So we talked about this Ethereum trade breaking out right now, pretty much as we're speaking. This is kind of your handle, this little shakeout. It's a really small handle. You take what you can get. This is a nice cup. If this spike down wasn't here, it would be a perfect cup with a handle. But the spike down is a nice shakeout that works out. Handle is right here. Let's draw this for you guys. I know there's a lot of new guys out there that kind of don't see these charts the same way I do. So there's your cup. Here's your handle. Your breakout point is above this. Your breakout point is right here. So you're right at that inflection point. You're right at that breakout point. You can put your stop at the bottom of this handle. Okay? Put your stop at the bottom of this handle, and then you're pretty much good to go at that point. You can let that trade run. I mean, I would just let that trade run. So, okay. Guys, we talked about this. I got to get running here in a minute. I'm leaving you with some really good stuff here, guys. Really good stuff here. That's a trade. That's a very actionable trade, very real moment. So we talked about earlier Ethereum stuck in this channel, right? So here's my channel line in Ethereum at 315 level. 315 looks like 71, something like that. 315, 71, 51, 315, 50, whatever, 315, right? 315, it spiked here, spiked here, spiked here, spiked here. That's your resistance level. Here's your support level. Somewhere down here, there's a lot of spike lows, but I put it up here because you have these spike lows coming down, and you want to catch, I prefer to catch as many levels. You know, if you want to call that it, it's been supported many times. So 288 to 315 is the channel that we've kind of been living in with Ethereum, with a spike up and a couple spikes down. So if we cross 315 and it's maintained, this is your best buy point you're going to get. I mean, from what it looks like right now on the right side of the chart, someone throw it out there if I'm wrong. Some of you guys are really good chartists, but yeah, this looks like probably the best buying opportunity. I mean, even drilling down to the 1 minute with a cup with a handle, that's pretty, you know, having things line up on different time frames is very, very bullish. It's very bullish. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good day. Thank you very much. Join the Slack channel. Any donations are appreciated. And there you go. Have a good day. Omise Go. Good. I like Omise Go. Nice run up. You're in a consolidation. You got to wait for it to break out. All right, guys. Have a good day. That was my entire lunch hour talking to you guys. Yeah. Thanks. Subscribe to the channel. What was that? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the Slack channel. Have a good one.